Welcome to another episode of a Q&A about marketing and AI questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. I want to do some updates before we jump into the questions. So if you are new to this live, if you've never been to one of these lives, we do a live Q&A every 2 weeks, just talking about business, social media, marketing, sales, AI stuff. We just get together and talk and hang out. There is always a replay of these videos. I actually sit down after each live when it's done processing. I edit them to get all the nonsense out of the video, and I upload the replays in both my paid school community, Marketing and AI Made Simple, as well as my free school community called AI Made Simple. You can go to my profile, and I should have a link in my bio or my About Me, and you'll be able to sign up for the free community there as well as see my other paid options. We did finally sell out our discounted spots to the business bot suites, which is insane. We have over 120 people in the business bot suite now, which I launched 2 months ago, which is insane to me. If you don't know the Business Bot Suite, that is the community where you get all of my custom bots that I've built. There's 16 in there now. And you also get any future tools that I build in there as well. So if I end up making apps, if I end up making agents, you can't necessarily sell agents right now, I'm pretty sure, but you can sell like the workflow to build them. I'm still getting familiar with all of that. But yeah, GBTs, which I'm also going to make a Gemini version of each GBT, they can be expensive. I know people that actually build GBTs for other people charge a couple $100s for one bot to build for somebody. And you guys are getting 16 custom bots meant for content creators and business owners in the Business Bot Suite for $97. You're getting 16 of them. And any future ones, which there's already a list of ones I want to build, and you can request bots at any time. And it goes on a list that once I'm finished with my bots, I will build those, or if there's demand for it, I will build it soon. So the price is a one-time $97 to get into the Business Bot Suite. Currently, we have a bundle up here. Let me turn this. So we have a bundle right here where you can get lifetime access into all of my school communities for a one-time $97. So that includes Marketing and AI Made Simple, which is where all my education lives, all of my marketing, business, and AI education. That's where all of my full-length classes are for current and future classes. So that's the learning community, basically. And then there is Prompts with Benefits, which is my prompt vault community on school. That's all of my AI character prompts, as well as all of my ChatGPT business prompts. All of them live in Prompts with Benefits. And you get access to the Business Bot Suite. So 3 school communities you get access into for a one-time $97. There's no other additional fees to pay. No monthly fees. That's a one-time payment. You're in those communities forever. There is 85 spots left to grab that before the price goes up. That is almost a $500 value. So all of those communities priced individually at full price is $494. And you can get into all of them for a one-time $97, and there's 85 spots left for that. I have had people asking me, if you already have membership into the learning community, Marketing and AI Made Simple, how can you grab the bot suite? There is an option down here for the Business Bot Suite. It is up to normal price now at $97 to get in. Still an amazing deal. That community was normally $247. Again, around a price to build one custom bot, and you're getting 16 and any future ones. So that's still an amazing deal. And there's no ongoing fees to use them. Like, you get the bots forever. And then if you, of course, maybe you're not in the learning community, if you want the prompt vault, you can buy that on its own as well. But every member that joins Marketing and AI Made Simple, or the bundle deal above, you get into Prompts with Benefits for free. Like, the prompt vault is included when you're a member of Marketing and AI Made Simple. And then lastly, I have a section on my storefront where all of my individual bots are, because you can resell the bots. And the reason that's a big deal is I have found, and I actually just sat down last night, I sat down and did my February month end business review. And I do the financials, and I do just my stats, my analytics, like how many people visit my store, where they come from, what pages did they go to. Every single month this year, well, it's only been 2, but even this month, like we're almost halfway through the month, every single month, my highest selling items have been my bots and my community for bots. And that is telling me that people want tools. And I've spoken on this a lot in my written post on Facebook and on Threads. Education will always sell. There are always going to be people that want to learn skills. There's going to be skills in demand. But right now in 2026, especially with the way the job market is, the way the economy is, yes, people want to learn and they want to learn skills, but there has become this frustration of I'm learning, but I still don't know what to do. I still don't know how to implement. And people want tools, especially with AI, because AI can help you do things faster. It can help you do things better. It can extend creativity that's already in your brain, but you're struggling with like getting it out. If it's a tool related to AI and it can help you do things better or faster or do things for you once you train it on a process, people want tools that are going to help them implement that education that they've been learning for sometimes years. I know there's a lot of people in this space that they have taken course after course, bought product after product, read book after book, and they know things and they have skills. But the issue comes down to marketing and selling them and really actually getting your business going. Like, okay, now what? Like, okay, I've read about branding. I've found my niche. I know what platforms I want to be on. Now what do I do? And these tools are ways to do that. So for example, one of my bots is called the Booked Bot, and it is a bot that I built that step by step helps people set up an AI photo shoot service. And so I could sell guides and video courses and classes all day long on, hey guys, like do AI photo shoots. They're very in demand, and people want to do this. But a lot of people are still going to go through that education and paralyze themselves to not take action. But when you give somebody an option to buy something like a bot, which is a guided experience, basically, in my own words, when you offer to say, hey, instead of reading about how to set this up, instead of watching a video about how to set this up, like get this bot and it's going to get custom personalized information from you and tell you exactly what to do. That's what people want. They want to be told what to do. They want a guided experience that is personal to them, because even if, let's say, I make a video like, hey guys, here's how you set up AI photo shoots, that is meant to help anybody watching the video. But when you go into something like a bot that is programmed to help somebody with setting up that service, it is going to have an intake process. It is going to ask questions about yourself. It is designed to make it a personal experience to you. And that's what people are wanting. And I think that's why I am selling so much of that myself this whole year of 2026. So my point is that the fact that you can go into the Business Bot Suite for $97, which is a freaking steal for the amount of bots that are already inside, you can go in and literally sell any of those bots. And we talked about this in the last live that we did. I don't necessarily want people to go in and be like, oh, like, let me set all of these affiliate links up for all of these bots, because we teach foundations here. We teach the right way to go about things. And I want people to come in and actually try out the bots, use the bots. And some of them might be your favorite. Some of them you might not use as much as you thought. Some of them just blow your mind out of the water. Like, this is amazing. And those are the bots that you have used and that you have experience with that you should be selling, because you can talk about them. You can say what they did for you. You can show yourself working with the bot. You can explain how it works. And that is going to sell best to your audience that you hopefully know the psychographics for and understand. And that is always going to sell better rather than just making a very vague, oh my gosh, guys, come join the Business Bot Suite because there are AI bots that are really cool and you can resell them. And so many people get hung up on the idea of reselling things rather than actually talking about the specifics of the tool and like what it does for you and how it can help you, especially on an ongoing basis. Because when I build bots, I don't want it to be a one-time experience. I want it to be something that is an ongoing tool that you can go back into and use. So there are some that are, you know, one-off experiences that make things easier, like the booked bot. You set up your photo shoot. Maybe you want to go back in 6 months and tweak it or add different packages, tiers, whatever. It can help you do that. Most of my bots that I build, they're designed to get to know you in that first process, give you some type of summary to save into your notes, and then you can copy and paste that intake summary back into the bot anytime you want to use it for ongoing stuff. So wanted to give you guys an update on where spots are at, what's on sale, yada yada. So there are 85 spots left to join the bundle that gets you into all of my school communities for a one-time $97. Marketing and AI Made Simple, which again is where all of my classes are. This is where all my education lives. There are 44 spots left to join for $7 monthly. Secondly, there is a lifetime option to join that community on its own. There's 45 spots left to join for a one-time $57. That is normally a $247 community to get into. So those are the spots left on the education community. And then the business bot suite, those discounted spots did sell out. So if you only need into the business bot suite, that is a one-time $97 to join that community. Technically almost $500 value, but I can't put a personal value or compare it to college pricing level on the value and the community. Yeah. So real quick, okay, and then I'm going to move past like my paid offers. Marketing and AI Made Simple is so much different than a lot of communities that I have personally been into, and I've gotten that same feedback from a lot of people in my community, and that is not me saying that so that you buy a spot into it. There is so much that I have seen in this space of digital marketing and digital products, digital services, sales, social media. There is a lot of good communities with really amazing education, extremely talented people teaching in them that I have learned from, because I am a learner. I am a nerd for learning, and I know how to be self-disciplined and implement that. And everybody is different. Everybody learns differently. Everybody retains information from people in different styles. And what I love about Marketing and AI Made Simple is it's not just coming in and here's a bunch of videos and here's education on this and here's 30 different income streams and da-da-da-da-da. Which there's nothing wrong with those. One of the first things I started with was DBA, which was a lower cost course at the time. And I think that we all should learn multiple different types of skills to have multiple streams of income. But the thing is when you're starting off with somebody used to having a job, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, maybe you've been in the same industry for 10 years, that's your way of life. You're used to waking up and going to a job and having a W-2, pay stub. And you're not used to what the heck to even do to get the ball rolling on starting a business social media or a side hustle or being an entrepreneur. It is like so different than I think people anticipated being. If you're just starting off wanting to learn skills to monetize, you have to start with very small steps. You have to be extremely intentional with what you're doing, or you're going to get overwhelmed so freaking fast. The noise in the online space is so wild, because you guys have to remember that people that are content creators, people that have online businesses, people trying to make sales in any type of niche, those people themselves are a target market for people to sell products to. And a lot of people market in a way where they make you feel like you are the problem, instead of trying to actually motivate and inspire you and pull out the creativity and the skills you do already have. Instead of doing that, they try to market to you like you are the problem, your content sucks, you can't grow a following, you need to do this. And that's how they sell you and make you think that you need to buy this because you suck. And it's not always blatantly put like that, but in a big sense, that is a lot of how the marketing goes. And it works. And it sucks that works. And there are ways to do things like that in an ethical way where you can help people improve skills they know they need to improve, without making it, you suck, So, but Marketing and AI Made Simple, so there's so much that I freaking love about my community, is that I built it with the intention of like, how can I make this different for all these people that have joined these $500 plus courses and say that they still aren't making sales, and say that they still aren't getting it. They still don't know what to do. that was one of my biggest red flags for me when I started. Is there was a big course everybody was talking about, but there was so many people that were like, I still haven't made a sale in 9 months. I still have no idea what I'm doing. And it's because not the education is bad. I don't know anything about that course. I never bought it, and I've never really seen much in there, but they're overwhelmed. Like, there is not a lot of, here's the education, here is visually step-by-step what you do with it, and here are some things to encourage you to do it, you know? So we do homework assignments and marketing and AI made simple. So like if you go into a module in marketing and AI made simple, there are homework assignments in each topic. And not only are there homework assignments, because some people are just not going to do that, we do a raffle every quarter. We used to do it every single month, but we do a raffle at the end of every quarter. Our next one is at the end of this month in March, where you get points for every assignment that you complete. So if you go into the mindset module, which is the first one you should start with, I don't care if you think it's cheesy, you need to start in that module. It's amazing. You go into that module, you'll see all these assignments here. So you watch the trainings, and then you watch the trainings, and then when you're done with them, you can go in and do the assignments. And then I go in and check the homework, and I give people points for the assignments they complete. That enters you in a drawing where you could win stuff. You can win things for just working on your dreams, working on your business, and actually putting the work in instead of just learning and being in that doom tunnel of knowledge, you know. Do that, and then obviously we have these lives. The people in marketing and AI made simple get priority access, so I answer their questions first when we do these lives, because they're paying to be here. And we just have a very supportive, active community. And outside of that too, we have the Build a Business series. And so I'm not going to click into this because I don't want, I'm waiting for the day that I give away or tell on myself with what my online business is. I know people in here know it, so hush, keep your mouth closed. But we actually launched a brand new faceless anonymous business where nobody knows who I am. So I can't use my groups to my advantage. I can't use my following. People don't know who I am, and I am putting into practice what I'm teaching you guys in here to show you that it works. We're about a month in to when we launched the business, because we had a lot of prep work to do beforehand to figure out our niche, our branding, set up our store, all that good stuff. And I'm doing it with you guys in a brand new business where nobody knows who I am, to prove to you guys what I'm doing, what's working, what's not working, which is kind of a learning curve for me too, because things have changed even in the 2 years I've been in this space. So anyways, we have the Build a Business series in there too. And so it really truly is just different. So I love our communities. They really are different. They really help people actually implement what they're doing and not just continuous learning. Thanks to this community, I have really narrowed all of this down, and I'm moving forward. Yes, I love that. That's the point. I love that, love that, love that. That is the biggest thing, is having a foundation for your business. Like, there's so many people that want to do things online and have life-changing things going on financially for themselves, and it takes time. There's so much marketing where it's like, grab this $5 guide and become a millionaire in 3 days, and it just doesn't work like that. Okay, so like, one of the things I've heard, and like you guys have heard this, and it's so like, duh, it's so obvious, but I really, really stick to this even now. If I'm reading something, or there's a product going viral, a course going viral, I remind myself that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Most of the time it is. If somebody is promising you to pay something very minimal and being able to make buku money with minimal effort, it is not an actual thing. It's not. There can be things that are easier than others, business-wise, side hustle-wise, to do, but usually that is just not how it goes. It takes time. You have to build up trust. You have to build up a reputation for yourself. People need to know who you are. You need to understand your audience, or you're just going to be selling, you know, freaking, I can't think of a metaphor right now. You're just going to be selling nothing to nobody, even though you're on social media all day, and then you're like, why am I not getting sales? Like, why are people not engaging with my content? Like, and nothing makes sense because you don't have that foundation. You don't really understand your niche. You don't, have branding established where you're practicing that. You are kind of just putting whatever out there as content and hoping it does well, but you don't really know who you're speaking to. You don't understand the psychology of your audience and don't really know what their problems are or how to find their problems. And we cover all of that in the foundation. And when you have that foundation locked in, the world is yours. I'm not saying that makes entrepreneurship like super easy. If you're an entrepreneur, you've been in this entrepreneur space, it is a roller coaster. It is very up and down. It is life-changing in many ways. And I, just from my own experience, I don't like gloating too much about the benefits for me because I don't want to give like a net impression. I don't want to promise results for anybody. But just my personal experience, I mean, guys, I just made a video last week about hitting 100K in sales. And like, I almost didn't post anything about it at all. Because I was like, damn, like it took me almost 2 years to hit it. And you see all these people in marketing, especially digital marketing. You see all these people like, oh, I hit 100K in 3 months, or I had a 50K month and whatever. And like, I am a very average, I'm a mom of 2 boys. I came from finance. I do have a degree in business. I do love marketing, and I've worked really hard to get here. But I was kind of in a point with myself mentally where like, I feel like I should have gotten there sooner than I did. And I was like, no, F that. Like, I worked my ass off to get to that. I'm making a video. I had a very emotional day. And even on the days where things are harder, and even on the months where sales are slower, like, I forget after so much time, like, how lucky I am to get up and have an actual present morning with my kids, drive them to school instead of them having to get on a bus they hate being on, picking them up from school again instead of them being on a bus that they hate because it's loud and smelly and gross. I can take them to karate practice. My son is going to be starting soccer. I can take them to all of their appointments, and scheduling is not an issue. If there's an emergency, I can drop whatever without feeling guilty from an employer. Like, I set my own schedule. Like, I am responsible for what I have coming in and what's going out, and having the discipline to do that. Yeah. The community is very much meant to be self-paced. So like, there is no rush. I know some people will come into the community. We had a lot of people join last month, and every Monday I post new assignments depending on what topic we're on in the course. So like this upcoming month, we're going to be doing market research, analytics, and compliance. And so all of the assignments for April are going to be related to those topics. And so some of the people that are in there that are newer, they're like, oh, well, like, how do I do these assignments? Or how do I do these email marketing assignments or the storefront assignments? Because I am on another module, and that's okay. That is okay. We are going to continuously have assignments. So even when we finish all the modules and all of the topics, we're going to go back to certain modules. We're going to have different themes each month, and the assignments will keep continuing. So everybody has a fair chance to keep doing new assignments. Okay. But it's meant to be self-paced. And so, Lanita, I know that you joined recently, and my advice to anybody joining the community is that you start at the mindset module. All Things AI is where all of the AI specific classes are. And so that is very much just going into this module and saying, oh, what AI skill do I want to learn? But if you're here for the business and the core educational things, you need to start with the mindset module, and they are designed to go in order. And take your time. Now, I don't want to say take your time where you're like being lax about it and you're just kind of like, I'll do it whenever. Literally, guys, schedule time for yourselves the way you would schedule your kid's wellness appointment, a dentist appointment. If you had to schedule something to study for an exam for work, like, schedule time on your planner and your phone calendar that you are taking at least 30 minutes and getting through some of the module. Working on some of the assignments. You can use ChatGPT to help you. Please don't have ChatGPT do it for you, but you can have ChatGPT help you with assignments, and just get them done as you can. And the more you do, the better it's going to help you and move you forward in your business. Okay. So if you're coming in for the business lessons, again, start with the mindset module, and they're designed to go in order. Okay. I'm going to start with a question from Laura. And she says, I have really slowed down in the digital storefront module. I had to get my freebies together properly. Is this part supposed to be slow? My first question to you that I don't want to forget, Laura, because I know you're part of the Business Bot Suite. Have you done anything with the offer builder bots? That is a really good bot, especially if you're starting out with a brand new store and you haven't really worked on any offers that you want to put in there. That is a really good bot to figure out what you can use for lead magnets and what you can start with, like a low ticket offer, high ticket offer, and what have you. Also, I know we had a conversation a little bit about where you wanted to have a store. Have we decided on where you want to host your store? I can relate to you saying that you feel like that part is kind of slow, because we started a store with our new faceless business, and I don't really know that I like the platform that we're on for our store, for that business, for a couple reasons that we will get into in the updates in my community. And so I'm debating on switching storefronts, but I am also at a point where I am deciding what I want to use as a lead magnet that is just for that person's business. Hopefully you're following me, because I feel like I'm talking in code. But I'm also needing to sit down and spend time with my store and say, okay, what do I want as a low ticket offer? I know I don't want something that's going to be high maintenance. I want a very low maintenance, offhands thing that I can build one time and sell it and not have to upkeep on it. I was debating on maybe she's going to offer a bot of her own, but I am not really in a period right now where I enjoy sitting down with a template in Canva and writing a book or writing a guide. I am just so far off from that space, but at the same time, I can't do any type of video class for that business, because then people will know that it's me, because that's the easiest thing for me to do. I don't know, Laura, how you feel when it comes to like teaching or video things. That has always been one of the easier things for me to do and package to sell. The other option too is if you are in an industry or a space where anybody has either an affiliate product you can start with before you start making your own, an affiliate product you've actually went through, that you actually like, that you actually recommend and know why it's a solution to your audience's problems, of course. Start with an affiliate product. It does not have to be mine. It could be a bot in my community. It could be something from somebody else that's low ticket, that again, you have went through, know why you like it, can talk about it, market it, and that will sell it. And you know, it's a genuine thing that you would recommend and you know why. So if you have an affiliate product that you can start with, and that way it's something somebody else has made and it takes that pressure off you to build something of your own, that is a great way to start. As well as PLR products, which are private label rights products. Those are done for you digital products that you can make edits to and also have resale rights, usually where you can resell the product after you have rebranded it as your own. If you are somebody that has purchased a private label right product that you can edit, please, 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 please always proofread those products. When I got started and bought a bundle of PLR products, there were so many of those products that had typos, formatting issues, things were outdated. There was links from I don't even know who in there. Like, please make sure you proofread and make sure that it aligns with you, because at the end of the day, it is your reputation on the line. Even if you tell someone, oh, somebody else made this, well, you put it in your store to sell. You know what I mean? Even if it's a free thing. And so when you're starting a store, to make it easier, that's what I recommend. So the first thing that anybody should do is to set up some type of lead magnet, even if you're not doing anything with email marketing. If you don't even plan on using email marketing, I don't care. Set up a lead magnet so that you can put it in a pinned post on your socials, in your bio. You can offer it on Freebie Fridays or whatever, so that you are collecting leads on a leads list, because eventually you will get to our email marketing module and know how to set up email flows or one-time emails. And that is going to be a big, big way in the future that you can make sales. And just for reference for that, because I do a lot now as far as lead magnets, I lead people into a community. which is my AI Made Simple school community. It's free. I like nurturing my leads in a community better than using email marketing. Now, I do still practice email marketing, and email marketing is always my second highest traffic source for my sales. So Facebook is always number one, and then email marketing is always number two, okay? So even if you're not using emails, get a lead magnet in your store, some type of freebie, even if it's like a Facebook group, even if you start a Facebook group and you're like, you know what, I'm going to give like real estate tips for people that want to integrate AI into their real estate industry. I'm going to sit down for like a few hours one day, make this Facebook group. I'm going to batch out content for one post every day and make a series. And then you put that link to the Facebook group into a lead magnet in your store where they give you their name, their email, and they sign up for this free community and you direct them over there. Like, it could be that simple to do something that way. Or it's a free school community, or, you know, whatever you want to do. And then that's your store. Like, so I'm trying to think of like what to say and not say with the Build a Business series, because I really don't want to give this away. From the freebie, you want to start with something low ticket, so especially if you're new, if you haven't been in a space, if people are still getting to know you and build a reputation with you and your name and your content and what they're used to seeing with you. You want to start with something low tickets, maybe something mid ticket as well, and then you can upsell a low ticket or pair it together. I have some great freebies and I was grateful to have them already done. Awesome. Freaking sweet. And Laura, don't forget, there is a bot in the bot suite called the Group Whisperer that you can use to set up this group and go back to it and set up things. So like engagement questions, schedule those bad boys out and not have to touch it at all. Yeah, I keep thinking of things to say about this Build a Business series, and then I'm like, no, I shouldn't, because I'm going to give too many clues as to like who it is. But it totally makes sense, especially because you are actually building a foundation. You're not rushing through the education. You're not rushing to get up a store and sell. People are so fast to get something up and sell it because they need money. And that's totally valid. That's totally understandable. But the more that you rush and the less intentional you are, that's going to come across in your, you know, content and your sales pitches. It's going to come across as a desperation rather than, here's something I have that genuinely would be helpful, and this is why. Okay. So take your time with your store, but also just understand you don't have to have your store completely done to launch and to get a schedule started for yourself on social media and to be posting and engaging and finding those communities that you want to put value into. Okay. You can start your store with just a freebie and then say, okay, in like a week, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to brainstorm for my low ticket items and at least spend some time working on it. Even if it doesn't get into your store that day, that's okay. That's okay. And then stores change over time. Like, we all know this. Like, my store looks nothing like it did when I started at all. Our stuff is always ever evolving. That is, our business is always going to adapt to what's changing and what's working, what's not working. Like, things change all the time, and that's okay. Okay, so Carla asked, can I add multiple affiliate products? Can I add multiple affiliate product links to the Pinterest bot to create pins for all of them? Yes, you absolutely can. The pin planner bot is the last custom bot that we built. It's designed to help anybody in any niche with having a Pinterest. So if you are somebody that is in affiliate marketing, yes, you can give it multiple links. Again, this is one of the bots that I built where the process is you go into the bot. If you are brand new to the bot, it is going to do an intake process with you, which is going to include if you already have a Pinterest and want to revive it. If you have a Pinterest and haven't used it for years, it's going to tell you if you should revamp your existing one or start a new one. And if you are brand new and setting up a brand new Pinterest, it's going to ask you questions about your business, what you do. So if you are an affiliate marketer, or maybe you, let's say you want to have a Pinterest for Binnable, you want to make pins for like your Binnable list and products, it's going to go through all those steps with you. And so you can give it however many links to whatever. Now, sometimes with an LLM like ChatGPT or Gemini, depending on the link you share with it, it can or cannot see what you're giving it a link to. So like, for example, if you give ChatGPT a link to a YouTube video, I don't know if this has changed, but usually it's not going to know what it is, or I've had it tell me it's a different video than what it actually is. Gemini can do that, but so you might, basically what I'm saying here is that if you're in the Pinterest bot, you might need to tell it like, oh, I have an affiliate link for this Maybelline mascara or this like kitchenware mixer or something like that. What I will do, or what I have done, so like when I use the binnable bots, instead of giving it a link, I would go and copy the like title and description for the item I'm doing an affiliate link for, and have it give me a description, and like a call to action and all of that stuff. So, but the bot's going to tell you. So like if you send it a link, generally it's going to say like, oh, like I can't see what's over there and what you sent me. A lot of times it can though. But my answer to Carla is that yes, you can give it multiple affiliate products. And the Pinterest bot is going to help you make pins for that. It's also going to help you with what boards you should put into it. And it's not just going to agree with everything that you want to do. If it feels like it can challenge you just like I would in a community, it's going to do that and say something to you. So there's the answer to that question. Is there a bot for bookkeeping and taxes? No, not yet, but that is on the list. I'm going to be making a bot that is going to guide you guys in doing month-end business reviews, performance reviews, that includes things with analytics. And there's going to be one that helps you with your month-end finance reviews, but I'm just going to have to be careful with that because I am not a financial expert. I don't have an accounting degree. I am not wanting this to be like anybody's tax replacement outside of like hiring a professional, because I am not a certified tax person. Matter of fact, like I talked about this before, but my first year I filed for taxes. I actually paid for somebody to like go over what I did, even though I come from a finance background, to make sure that I wasn't doing anything or missing anything when doing my taxes, because doing your taxes as a business person is very, very different. But we do have a whole bookkeeping module in the Marketing and AI Made Simple community, and I will be building bots to help you guys with those processes that you should be doing every single month. They help so freaking much, not even just to like help you put data on paper, but doing those month-end business reviews, guys, literally will tell you what's working, what's not working, and what to move forward doing the next month. And you're just going to continuously improve your content, improve your sales posts, improve, you know, your knowledge of your audience. Like what is selling every month this year? Like what is in your top 3 sales things? And, you know, how do you move forward with that? It's data that tells you what you should be doing. Okay. Are you planning to make a bot for sales message? Like if, hold on, like if I add an affiliate product link, will it create a sales message that I can post in school groups, socials, etc., that address all psychological sales like pain points and everything else to make people that message is talk to them and want to purchase? So that sounds like a done for you sales content bot. I don't know why I said it like that. I don't think that I'm gonna have a bot where you can put basically like whatever into it and it's gonna give you a sales post for anything wherever you need it that will guarantee that somebody will buy it or you'll get sales for it. There's a couple reasons for this, and I know a lot of people that are in here probably already understand what I'm gonna get into, but having a bot like that to me would really bypass somebody really understanding what to do and why it's working or why it wouldn't work, if that makes sense. So like, you still need to understand like your industry, your niche, your audience, and like know those things manually in your brain before you ever try to program a bot to help you do that. That's why if I use a bot for something, I have a folder of business foundational documents that speak about my branding, my audience, their psychological pain points, their I have a document for my offers. I have a document for everything related to my business, and I keep them updated. And so instead of going into the bot and just saying like, hey, here is a prompt vault that I made that I want to sell, make me a sales post for this for Threads, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, I give it my documents and say, here is the information about my business. Now can you do this, this, and this, but also ask me any questions that you still have so we can do this thoroughly and efficiently. And it's going to get very personalized to what I'm looking for. One bot that does that for multiple channels would be difficult. So one, I am not a fan of having AI write my content for me. I've really only ever tried this with ChatGPT and Gemini just to see, what that would look like. I've never been a fan of it. I have very extensively trained certain projects and bots on my business and my writing style, and it just is still always very AI to me. Now, I have heard people say Claude is really awesome with copywriting and content writing. I have not tried Claude yet. That is on my to-do list soonish, hopefully. But I am not, yes, exactly, Sylvia. But I am not a fan of working with any type of AI tool or AI in general to completely write content for me, because that takes away from me. I will all day long absolutely use AI to help guide me and give me ideas, maybe give me a list of things to make content for, but I am always going to sit down and write that out myself. The only thing I've had AI like completely write for me is like a summary of video descriptions, or like videos. So like, my YouTube video descriptions, I've had it write those. If I do a video class in my community, I will have AI summarize the video transcript and then put that as the text portion of the class. But I cannot sit down and have AI write my content and batch it out. It's just not me. And that's really honestly just my personal opinion. And so I can't see myself making a bot that will do that for people or give them done for them sales posts. I can teach people and do teach people how to make their own bots. That is a class in marketing and AI made simple. I teach you guys how to build custom GPTs, how to put them up for sale, and even how to market them. So you could teach yourself how to make a bot or even make a project within ChatGPT and train it on your business and have it work with you to do those things for you. But that's not something I would create to do for people. That gets into a couple different areas that I don't really mesh with super well. Do you know of an app where I can upload pictures and a script and it will turn it into a 2 to 3 minute video based on the script? I'm trying to create a story style video, and most of the apps I'm finding only generate short clips. Any suggestions would be appreciated. So it's been a while since I have tried to make like a minute or longer video. I know some things have changed with AI video generation. So I was in Google VO the other day, which I go to Google Flow, and that's where I make VO videos. So their clips are about 8 seconds long, I believe, but they do have an option I've seen now where you get your generated clip and you can choose to extend it if you would like to. Another thing is Kling has come out with their 3.0 video, and they have a multi-shot option that is actually pretty freaking cool. I wish I had one up somewhere that I could show you guys, but I have no idea. I've made like 2 of them. Basically, I've only done this with one reference image where I go into Kling, I choose the 3.0 multi-shot option. It is decently expensive, as most new things that come out with AI. It's cool because you can give it literally just one image, no prompt. Now, obviously, if you're wanting it to do certain things or direct a certain way, you would probably want to make some type of prompt for it or tell it what to do. But I just give it one image, no prompt, and it's going to put movement in that image, and it's also going to like zoom in different places. It's going to give you different shots from just that one image, and those you can generate up to 15 seconds long a clip, which doesn't sound like a lot initially, but that's actually kind of huge because, geez, what was it, like last year, AI video clips were, what, 4, maybe 5, if you found something really good, maybe 5 seconds max long. And so what people are generally doing when they're making longer videos is they're making multiple short clips of videos and then putting them together in a video editor. We do have classes on this. We do have some classes of this actually in the free community, AI Made Simple. We do have more extensive classes on it in Marketing and AI Made Simple in the All Things AI module. So what I usually do, if I want to say make like a 60-second long AI advertisement video, I will go into ChatGPT and say, hey, like I want to make a video about my Marketing and AI Made Simple community being on sale. I'll give it my business documents if I need to, or ideally I'm doing this in a project that I made for scripting, or a bot that I made for scripting, which there is a scripting bot in the Business Bot Suite. If anyone's in there and you didn't know, it's called the Script Bot. And so ideally I'm going to go into something like that, but if you don't have that, you just go to a new chat in ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to make a video over in Google VO, for example, or Kling with multi-shots 3.0. I want to make a 60-second video that is advertising to people that my community is on sale. This is what my community is about. I want this to be funny. I want this to be sassy. I want this to be whatever. If you have any ideas in your brain to kind of spitball at it, you can do that. And what you want to do is have it give you the script sections that are, how do I freaking say this? Let me start over. Okay. So if you're making VO clips and they're 8 seconds long, you want to make sure that you tell AI, I need this script given to me in 8-second sections. And that way you can generate 8 seconds at a time, and it's not giving you too much at one time to fit in the video. And then you get the clips, generate the clips, put them all into something like CapCut, or I use InShot, a video editor where you can put them together, edit out any of the wonkiness, and make your video that way. So that is generally how people are doing that. So, you know, with Kling, for example, if you do a multi-shot option, the ability to make a 15-second long video is pretty awesome. Again, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's pretty amazing. And so that would take you, what, 4 videos to make 1 minute of content for whatever you're making it for, as compared to before, you were getting what, 5, maybe 6 seconds on Kling. That would take you a lot more credits and a lot more clips that would need to come out right. You know, it's a process. AI filmmaking, AI video, that's a process. So the other piece of advice I have for making videos like that is when you're going and making a script in ChatGPT, you also want to generate images that have where you want the video to start visually. You want to have images generated for each of those 8-second scenes. That is going to make things a lot easier for you. Okay. Oh, ask it to generate in clips. Yes. Yeah. That is how, when I first started learning about like AI filmmaking and videos, character consistency, all that good stuff. That's the other hard part with doing AI videos, is keeping things consistent in like the scene. Nano Banana would be great for this. ChatGPT image would probably be great for this. So let's say you have a scene where there's a girl sitting in a cafe and you have that image of her in a cafe. She gets up, she walks into the cafe. Okay. In the next scene, you have to tell ChatGPT, or if you're using a script bot, for example, like, hey, I need to make sure her clothing is consistent, her hairstyle, just that those things are consistent. And then the other great thing to do is if you have a trained model character on something like Craya, which I talk about all the time. If you need a video for helping you with that, let me know. Your character is going to stay consistent because you have a trained model or trained character in Craya rather than getting reference photos from Gemini. So that is another thing too, is to have an image with the start of every 8-second scene. And then that way you can make sure in the image, her clothing is the same, the environment is the same, and so on and so forth. So I feel like that was kind of all over the place, but hopefully that helps. But yes, we do have the script bot. So if anybody doesn't want to deal with like training their own AI and you want a bot that's already made to do that, if you are a member of the Business Bot Suite, there is a bot in there called the Script Bot that will help you do that. So Mandy Highland has some questions. She said, how much time a day do you spend on your digital business? Too much, girl. Too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. I am not and will never be a, guys, do this in 2 hours a day type of thing. I eat, sleep, live, breathe my business. This is my full-time job. This is my purpose. I have so many goals and things I want to grow this into, and I work too much. I need to really put things away and put them down. I have a lot to attend to. So it's, for me, it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm on social media all day, all the time. I am extremely intentional with what I'm doing, where I'm at, when I'm doing it, who I'm talking to and when. Like, everything I do business-wise almost is time blocked. So like, if I am, you know, doing group maintenance, for example, on Facebook, all I'm doing is going in and approving things and checking out the group, approving posts, approving members, banning people if I need to. Nothing else is sidetracking me from that task. If I am catching up on notifications in my school community, I'm doing that and nothing else. Nothing else is sidetracking me. If I am doing my engagement on Facebook, where I go into groups and leave valuable comments on things, I am not also messaging people or posting. I am only doing my engagement. So, I mean, I do the bulk of my work when my kids are in school, which becomes a lot more difficult in the summertime. Literally, as soon as I come back from dropping my kids off at school is when I get started on work. And then I, you know, am present with them, help them with homework and study, you know, depending on if we have somewhere to go with practice. And I do a lot more of my tedious stuff towards nighttime. So when everybody gets wound down for bed and my boys are watching TV, I will do like some engagement. I will do like any back end stuff. If I need to finish a bot I'm working on, if I need to do some editing for classes or whatever, I do those kind of to-do things at that time. So yeah, so that's, let's say 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, that's like 6 hours at least every day. So depending on what else is going on with my like life, you know, that might be it. But then I'm usually doing another like 2 hours towards nighttime with, my business. Oh, well, stick around, Justin, because we are going to get into like my actual daily schedule, because Sylvia asked. So somebody else asked too. That is a very common question I get, is like, people see all the stuff that I do and they're like, how the hell are you everywhere doing all the things you do? And like, guys, I'm literally telling you, like, time blocking. I don't do any of the other weird like time management by the book strategies. I am just so extremely self-disciplined. One, because like, this is my sole income. Like, this business is how I pay my bills. And whether I succeed or fail or can or can't pay something, do something, that all falls on me. Some of it is obviously in control of the ups and downs and slow months and good months. But like, that is why I am so self-disciplined, because I don't have a backup plan. I am not going to go back to a normal job. Excuse me. This is it for me. Okay. Sylvia said, I'm adding to your question. Mine kind of works with yours as in addition to. So to add to that, Mandy, what is your daily task list? Also, all your non-negotiables, differentiate please from those. What you would pare it down to if you weren't feeling good. Hope you don't mind me doing this. Not at all. Not at all. This is very, very helpful. So, okay. Here is my binder. Marketing with Mandy. One, I need a new binder. This one I've outgrown. I've literally had this binder since I started this business in April 2024. But in this binder, I have tabs in here. I have all of my month-end finance reviews from when I started. I have all my monthly performance reviews, bank statements, receipts, taxes, branding documents, projects, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, when I open up this binder, guys, the first thing in my binder is my daily to-do list, okay? We teach this in the bookkeeping module and marketing and AI made simple on when you're getting started with social media. You have a daily to-do list of tasks that do not change. This could be getting up and sharing your post you had scheduled on your Facebook, sharing that to all your other platforms, sharing that in groups, sharing that value post. That could be a daily non-negotiable task. That is the same thing you do every day. It does not change. Another thing could be engagement. So if you want to make a vow to yourself to sit down for at least starting out at 10 minutes, at least, you know, starting out at 30 minutes. Don't start at a crazy time that you know you're not going to sit and spend 1 to 2 hours engaging. Always start small and then work your way up to bigger and longer times once you prove you can be consistent with the smaller time. A lot of people get excited about, having a business or a new page, and you have all the hopes and dreams and you want to do all these awesome goals, and we're very well intended when we do this, but we don't keep up with that and we put ourselves into too much. And so one thing that really truly has helped me is to start small, and then once you're consistent with that and can do whatever in your sleep, then add more to it if you can. You don't want to overextend yourself. Okay, so daily to-do list. This is not waking up every day and saying, oh, I need to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. These are things that you say, okay, I just started a new social media page. I want to post once a day, share that post to groups. I want to engage for 30 minutes a day, and I want to put something in my stories and check my messages. And so those 4 things become your daily non-negotiables. Okay, what do you do usually every day in your business that is a non-negotiable? And that is your daily to-do list. Then anything that is a variable, that is something you wouldn't do every day, but maybe something you need to get done, that goes on a project list. Yes, Sylvia, I'm gonna get to the list. So that goes on a project list. So if you need to set up a sales page for something, if you need to do your month-end review for February, like some sort of task you have to do, that is not an everyday thing. That goes on a project list, and you put those in order of what's most important or what needs done by when. You can have ChatGPT help you do this, by the way. And you only do things on your project list once your daily to-do list is done. And accept the fact that a lot of days you are not going to get to your project list, and that is okay. That's okay. That is how I do so much of what I do. Is the daily to-do list, the project list, and time blocking. So like if I'm sitting down and doing engagement, I don't care who is messaging me. Like I am not in my messages. I'm not getting sidetracked. I'm only doing that thing that I need to get done, and then I move on. My daily to-do list right now, a lot of it is in my mind, but when I get up in the morning, usually the first thing that I do is I go into my school communities, and I am catching up on my messages in school. I am seeing if there are any new posts in my school community so that I can reply to those. And then I'm going into my Facebook messages if I have time. So those are the first things that I do. And then I try to get through my school notifications if there is not a crazy, crazy ton of them. The next thing that I usually do is I generally will have some type of educational post that already posted on my Facebook because I sat and batched my content. And so I will go to my page, copy that post, and go and post it in the groups I want it to be in. And then I repurpose that to other apps. So I will go and put it on Threads. I go and put it in my free school community. I go and repurpose that educational post to wherever I want that to be. Okay, so I do my, so I share my value post basically, and that meaning that like there is no sales pitch in there. It is strictly educational, motivational, inspirational, or it's like some type of engagement question. Then from there, I do my sales post for the day. So typically I don't schedule out my sales post. I actually never really thought about that until just now. My sales posts are either usually coming from previous sales posts that have done well for me, or I'm writing them from scratch depending on what I want to focus on that day. And I'll be honest with you guys, this is not helpful at all for beginners, but I am just at a point where I will decide mentally what I want to focus on with my sales. And obviously some of that depends on like what's on sale for me. You know, am I doing a sale where there's 20 spots for a price? Are those spots almost gone? Did I just make fresh prompts for my prompt vault the other day? Do I want to talk about that? I kind of like every day decide what I want to make a sales post on. And I do repurpose a lot of my previous posts that have done well and performed well for me to post those. So I'm doing my sales post in my Facebook groups that I am a part of. I do the sales post on my page or my profile. I do the sales post on Threads. I generally try to make something story related about the sales post and link people to the sales post in the story. I will post it in my school community, and that's about it. I've been trying to do more reels lately as well, so I've kind of fallen off that for the past week or two. Y'all know I have never been consistent with video content, but I'm trying. The last thing on my daily to-do list is engagements on threads as well as in Facebook groups. So those are my daily to-do list right now. I should make some updates because there are some things that I'm doing manually that are not on this list, because I'm at a point where I'm not necessarily getting up and looking at a list every day. I just kind of have a rhythm that I go through. So like, let me give you guys an example. So like last month, so at the end of February, I decided that this month I want to grow my Facebook group more. So we're sitting at like 17,500 people in that Facebook group, and I want to focus on the growth of the group this month. So one way that I like to do that is I will sit and batch out different prompts to schedule in the group for each day of the month. And then I will also make a post on my main profile saying, hey, I'm giving away free prompts all month long in this group. And then I will tag the group and schedule that for 30 days on my profile. So that way, when I wake up in the morning, I have a prompt picture with the prompt itself posted in my Facebook group. And then I also have a post on my Facebook profile tagging the group and letting people know, hey, there's free prompts over there. So each morning when I get up, I will take that picture of the prompt I shared and go share it in prompt groups. And then I also go into groups that I have promo in, and I will let people know, hey, I'm giving out free prompts all month long over in this group. So that is something I kind of manually get up and do. That is a part of my daily to-do list. Technically, that's a non-negotiable for me right now. And yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Sylvia. So if I have a low energy day, low energy days, I do not do a lot of engagement. I am not as active in groups. I am not as active in other comments or on threads. I am just not very like communicative. I don't know how to say that word. I am not as conversational. So y'all know, most of y'all know, I have 3 autoimmune diseases, and I have a lot of days that I just do not have the energy, or I just have stuff going on in my life. And I need to check my messages, because there's a lot of like business back-end stuff and maintenance that I need to do running the communities that I do. So if somebody needs access into something, if they need help with something. Oh, that's the other thing on my daily to-do list, is letting members into communities if they need to be in there. But I do that when I'm in school. So like one of the first places I go to every morning is my school communities. But I am doing like the upkeep and the conversating that I need to with people. School messages always get first priority, because Facebook Messenger hates me and a lot of times will just randomly stop letting me reply to people. So school messages are top priority. Doing my value post and my sales post, those 3 things would be a low energy day for me. And we've talked about this, and we do talk about this in the business bookkeeping module in the community, that your daily to-do list, if you are getting started on social media or just starting a business or what have you, it's going to look a lot different than mine. It's going to have a lot less things to do. It's going to be less in depth, and that's okay, because the point is proving to yourself, I can be consistent on social media. And outside of being consistent on social media, even finding out what your consistency is, because there's a whole freaking niche on TikTok, especially, about how to grow on social media and all the tips and tricks. And guys, I just learned the hack of the Instagram algorithm and blah, 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 blah. And it's really just like finding your people, finding what content you enjoy, and doing it for actual fulfillment and enjoyment, instead of doing it for the likes and doing it for the money. And like, obviously we all want the money, and we're all here to make an income. And like, that's the dream, right? Is to be like a content creator or a business owner and do less work, you know, and get more pay for what we are actually putting work in for, if that makes sense. I can't stand that niche of like, guys, I cracked the TikTok algorithm. You have to post at 8:04 a.m. every day, and make sure that when you do it, you like write words that don't make sense and then make them really small and swipe them off on your screen. And like all of that stuff is just BS. It's such BS. Like there are things that you should and shouldn't do on social media. Like, you know, for example, Facebook. Right now, Facebook does not like links being in a post. If you're going to share links, you need to put it in the comments of your post, but not do it so much that you get blocked from commenting and you're considered spam. But they will not share out, they will not share videos out as much to non-followers if you have links constantly in your post. So like there are regulations and guidelines and things to consider, but when your online stuff becomes a fight with the algorithm, that is really exhausting. I have been there myself. I have watched the videos, tried the things, and then got to a point where I realized, oh, I made my first sale with under 50 followers on Instagram. I made my first like month of income where I paid all my bills before I even had 3,000 followers on Facebook. Like, oh, this stuff doesn't really freaking matter. I don't need to go viral. I've still yet to this day never had a viral video ever. And like, this is my full-time job. Like, I'm fine. You guys come into these lives. I don't ever have any more than 20, 30 people at a time in these lives, but a lot of them end up with thousands of views, and then people that convert into customers that come join the communities because they're good communities. Like that stuff just doesn't really, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, low energy day. Because again, I have a lot of days that I wake up and my energy is not there. I would get to any urgent messages where somebody needs something very immediately. I would do my sales post and I would do my education or engagement post, and that would be it. I'd put everything away. I don't have a lot of days I do that, but I do have days where I should do that and my brain doesn't really let me do much more than that, but I'm still going to try to. But it doesn't really happen. Like where you just kind of like stop whatever task you're doing and you're sitting there like spacing out those days. Yeah. I mean, that's a big, you know, hurdle for people in the beginning is there's so much to do. You learn so much. And a lot of those people are coming from all of the courses they bought, all the education they went through. And there's so much knowledge packed in their brain and ideas of what to do. And so when I work with people that have, you know, tried different tactics or went through different processes with business or side hustles and they are stuck, a lot of it in the beginning is just like literally clearing out, like just clearing out all of that BS in your mind, like all the things you need to do, all of the work that needs done, all of the places you need to be, all of the stuff that needs to be done. Like it is literally just clearing out the BS and saying, okay, I'm starting at step one, and not starting over, but I'm saying to myself, like, what are the essential things I need to do each day? If I woke up and I felt like death, like what would need to get done in my business, or if it wasn't done for a couple of days, like my business will suffer. And also looking at, you know, if you're working with AI, is there a way that I can automate this? Is there a way that I can outsource and pay somebody to do this, or have somebody help me do this? Is there a way I can set this up on a schedule where it's not taking up hours of my day at a time? And just not giving yourself that pressure to do all the things every day all at once. Okay. That is, I think, part of why I'm so big on saying the same thing over and over again. With start on one platform, start with an extremely small daily non-negotiable list, and only add to it or grow from there once you prove you're consistent with that. Because almost probably 95% of the people that just jump all in and they want to be on Threads and Pinterest and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and they want to hit it hard because they're ambitious and they're inspired. And yes, I want this future. Yes, I want, you know, to reach all these goals. Like, yes, we have the desire to do that, but like, there's going to be family emergencies. There's going to be illnesses. There's going to be moments where you're in your head and nothing is pulling you out of the darkness of your doubts for your business. And you're not going to be able to do those things. Like, you are human. You have to be okay, especially in the beginning, with like how you talk to yourself. And that is why I said way earlier in this video, do not skip the mindset freaking module. Don't skip the mindset module. I revisit that myself like every few months, and a huge part of this is how you freaking talk to yourself. and doing the work on yourself and your mental and like what you're consuming in your content. What are you getting up and doing in the morning? I don't want to give too much of the mindset stuff away, but all of that stuff, you know, it ties into your personal life, of course, but your personal life and how you feel and the habits you have and how you speak to yourself and like how you approach your goals and how you handle failure, all of that directly ties into you succeeding or not succeeding in your business. It all ties together. It is important. Oh my gosh, what was my freaking point? Oh, being okay with like just, you know, if you do one thing that day, if you have a day that you wake up and have the freaking flu and you do nothing, okay, cool. Like telling and not like treating yourself like crap for it. And not like, oh man, I told myself I was gonna like, you know, start my AI photo shoot services and get it in my store today and I didn't do it. I'm a piece of crap. Like, no, we're not doing that over here. Like, yes, give yourself discipline and be like, you know, give yourself tough love. Like, you know, Mandy, like, you didn't need to play 2 hours of Palea. Like, you really could have sat down and worked on your store, and that's okay. We're going to do better. You know, you needed that time, maybe, but, like, we're not doing that anymore. But not sitting there, like, dogging yourself. Like, the way a lot of us talk to ourselves is, like, just not good. And, like, nobody's perfect. You're never going to wake up and never talk, you know, to yourself like crap again. That's never going to be a thing. But realizing that when you're working on these changes with mindset, and not just mindset, but the way you live your life, the way you treat yourself, the way you talk to yourself, you know, what you consume first thing when you're up in the morning, the habits you're forming, we're going to fall off the wagon. Like, we are going to fall off of our habits, sometimes for a long time, sometimes for just a little bit. But understanding that even if you're like, okay, I'm going to drink more water, like I need to hydrate more, and you only do it, you know, 2 days out of the week, you still give yourself credit for that, you know, because like, what were we doing before? We were drinking coffee all day, or maybe you drink Red Bulls, or like, you know, okay, let's compare things to how they used to be. Like, I wasn't drinking water literally at all, okay? But like, oh man, this week I took 2 days and respected myself enough and loved myself enough to do these things for myself, because I love myself and I love my body and what it does for me, and I want to take care of myself. And just changing that perception of yourself. And the biggest example is something that, you know, if you're a parent, it's something we're often told to tell our kids, and I do this with my kids, but really truly practicing it with yourself is, you know, for example, my older son, he is very hard on himself. I practice this with him a lot. And he is the type of kid that, like, if he tries something he has never done before and doesn't do good at it, he is so mean to himself. And I will literally be like, hey, I want you to pretend that you were doing this thing with your best friend. And I'll say his best friend's name. And like, let's say he tried to do this, but he like didn't do good at it or whatever. Like, how would you react if he sat there out loud and was like saying the things about himself that you were saying? And like, my boys literally will do this to me. I'll have a day where like, I'll say something, I don't know, I'll say something like, I want to go take the dog to the park, but like, I look like crap. And both of my boys will stop and be like, you do not look like crap, Mom. Don't ever say that about yourself again. And like, we literally try to practice that of like how you speak to yourself. But that example of, you know, all of us here in this live, or whoever's watching this replay, think of somebody that means a lot to you in your life, okay? And you're like on the phone with them. Maybe they did something that was a mistake. Maybe it was something bad, and they are just talking crap to themselves. You wouldn't be cool with that. And we shouldn't be cool with like letting our brain do that to ourselves. You know, it's the same thing. It ties together. It ties together. All of us have things that we have experienced, and that's the other thing I like about my communities and the content I share with you guys is the real life stuff. The real life, like what's going on, because there are a lot of great teachers. There's a lot of great educators. And I don't feel like we share enough of how our personal lives tie into our business lives. Like, I can sell and market all day long and show you guys how to build bots and talk about cool products and how this can help you in your business. But I also want to tell you guys, like, hey guys, I woke up for 7 days straight and felt like crap, and you know, this is how it affected my business. And just like proving to people that you can be a human being and run a successful business even if you go through a loss, even if you go through healing your trauma, even if you go through cutting ties in your family and relationships. Like, you can be a human and you can still have a business and run it well and be successful. And I don't think enough people tie things together in a way where that clicks for people in their minds. Not that everyone should be going and telling all their business online. A lot of people are very touch and go about that. I understand that. I am with certain things, but I'm very much an open book, and I know that there's a reason and there's a purpose in me doing that, for people that I may never know about or meet, and that it's going to do something for people. All right, so we have a question that says, I used to use Dreamface for lip sync, but recently it started to make her face look so weird, and the sync itself was off, and my realistic twin face seems to have a talking cartoon mask on. What? I tried 3 different times. Sad. I spoke highly of that app. What now? Any suggestions on where to make my twins talk? We actually have a whole video about this, because Dreamface was one of the first places that I learned how to lip sync cartoon characters. You can also do it with realistic images, but in my opinion, they come out better with cartoons. And Dreamface is amazing because I paid $30 for the year. I think it's due to renew in the next couple of months for me, but $30 for 1 year, and you actually can make unlimited lip syncing videos that are up to 3 minutes long per video. And Dreamface worked really well. Dreamface worked really well for a long time, and then all of a sudden their videos would come out very wonky and very glitchy, and I know exactly what this person is talking about. And so I kind of stopped using Dreamface for a couple of months, and then I went back to it maybe, I don't know, 2 months ago to see if anything had changed. And nothing had really changed, but I did kind of fiddle with it to a point where I figured out how to get the good videos with Dreamface again. And so I made a whole entire video, and this is in the free community. Let me see if I can find it. So it's in the AI Made Simple community. We go to classroom, and then we're going to go to free AI classes, and okay, so over here, batch create AI videos. This talks about using Dreamface, and then we also have a video down here called Lip Syncing and Opus Clip. This also goes over Dreamface as well. So there's 2 different classes in AI Made Simple that will help you with that. But it's my process and what I do to get better lip syncing videos using Dreamface, because y'all know how expensive credits are on multiple platforms. So being able to pay for something once for a year and make up to 3 minute long videos on Dreamface is a dream. No pun intended. Another question, what's the best platform for making AI twin? How to keep yourself organized daily? Okay, so the best platform for making AI twin, my personal favorite is Craya. So you're going to have people that make AI twin versions of themselves, and you're going to have people that use something like Gemini, like Nano Banana. Some people are using one reference photo in ChatGPT image. And the biggest issue I keep seeing that comes up for that is people are not getting consistent images that look like them. And AI is very AI. So like even on Craya, I have images every now and then, even though I have a trained character of me in my cartoon, I every now and then will have something come out that doesn't look like me at all. Like she'll be like 400 pounds, or she'll, you know, look pregnant or whatever, and that obviously is not my character. So when you're using something that you're only uploading one photo as a reference, the likelihood of you getting consistent images becomes less because you just have that one reference photo. Now they are improving a lot of platforms where it can work better, more consistently with one photo, but you also have to really make sure that the quality of that photo is good. You know, if you have like a Snapchat filter on and you're in a dark room and it's fuzzy, or you got pets around you, or it's a selfie with your friend and it looks like you and that friend and the same person, like you have to really make sure it's a good, clear, crisp image, good lighting, your face is visible. So the quality of your image is very important, but I have always had best luck with using Crea AI. I am on a $10 a month plan. It gives me more than enough image generations that I need. And I've always gotten more consistent, better images. That's actually how I make my cartoon images, is I will get my prompts from my prompt bots, and then I go into Crea where I have a trained character for my cartoon twin, and that's where I generate her images. And yeah, so with a trained character, you're using multiple different images of yourself in various different angles, full body shots, headshots, mid shots, various different angles to train the model on your characteristics that match through those images. That's my go-to. How to keep yourself organized daily. We did pretty much already cover that because of the daily to-do list talk and the project list talk. L on my Facebook, because we didn't have any questions over on Threads, but we did have someone on Facebook. She says she wants to know how to make an avatar like this for herself. She was talking about the cartoon images, and we also have training for that in the free community. So again, I am in the classroom of AI Made Simple. You go to classroom, and then under training an AI character, there is a section here that says cartoon characters. I also have one on my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you're on my YouTube channel, which is Marketing and AI with Mandy, it is this, oh my goodness. It is this video here that says how to make a cartoon AI twin, Crea training and motion video control demo. That is a previous live we did, but it extensively goes over how I train my cartoon character using Crea. Because, you know, you have to get the cartoon images to even train it with. And so it goes over how I do that. But we had a whole live where we like broke down that process. So that is there. Learning automations. I am still diving into this, guys. I feel like I have kind of gotten to a stuck point with agents and automations. Sylvia, yes, I know that you made a use case list, a very extensive, very good detailed list in the community. I need to go back through that because before I was diving into agents, I really wanted to play around with some automations. And so I have done some playing around in Zapier. I did like some conversating and some research with ChatGPT and was trying to figure out what platform that I wanted to try automations with. I decided to go with Zapier first, and I got a lot of frustrations because, for one, my Facebook is a profile and they only do automations with Facebook pages, not profiles. The other thing that I was wanting to do automations for would be my school communities, because I have a lot of tedious tasks every day that need done. So for example, an automation where it could work with my store and my CRM system and letting members into the community after validating that they've paid what they should pay. And Zapier will not integrate with school unless you're on the $99 a month plan. And I am on the $9 a month plan. And I don't know if that automation is worth me paying $90 more a month for right now. So, kept hitting like paywall blocks like that, which was kind of frustrating. Then I started kind of going down a rabbit hole of like, where can I build automations that will work with school? But yeah. So what I need to do, because this is kind of my advice for anybody that is wanting to get into building agents for yourself, like reoccurring tasks that AI does for you or helps you do, or doing any sort of automations. My advice to you would be to sit down and write out a daily non-negotiable list. Have your project list, obviously, that's going to alter and change. I also have a weekly list. So like there's things I do on different days of the week. For example, Wednesdays are focused on these lives, editing, putting the replay up, and then I also get like shorter videos from these lives for ongoing content. But and also if you have monthly things, then write those out as well. But basically you want to get a master list of like what you do in your business. Is it an everyday thing? Is it a sometimes thing? And what are the importance of the things? Either put that into like a typed document that is saved, or write it on a piece of paper and take a picture of it. Give that to ChatGPT or Gemini, okay? And you tell it, hey, I am wanting to get started with automations in my business. I have no experience, or I have some experience, and tell it what your experience is in. I am trying to figure out what platforms to set up automations based on these tasks that I've given you for my business, and decide what to start with that is beginner friendly, but also know the most cost efficient place and user friendly place that I could do this. Give me a step-by-step on what to look for and what to do once I'm there. That would be that's what I need to do this. But that would be my advice to somebody wanting to start with something like that. I would recommend starting with automations and then doing something with agents, with AI. Agents are going to be very, very big this year, and AI, they already are. But even before somebody rushes and wants to learn about AI agents, I truly, truly think that if you don't have a foundational knowledge of what AI is, like, yes, we have a general sense of what AI is, but I mean, like, by the book, artificial intelligence, what it is, how it works, learning about LLMs, a large language model, ChatGPT, Gemini, learning how those work, how they're designed to work, how to use them, practicing using them, and learning those basics, the boring stuff, learning that first, and that's going to make everything else you learn about AI so much easier, I promise you. So like one of the first things I learned how to build with AI were custom GPTs, custom bots. And having that knowledge prior to learning how to do that just made it way easier for me. So work in steps. If you don't have a lot of knowledge about things with AI, don't jump into starting, to build an AI agent that can take over your screen and do things for you when you still need to have an understanding of what AI does and how it can help you. Okay. And if you need help with use cases, have that conversation with it. Also in my AI Made Simple community, we have free classes about ChatGPT. So over here, we're in free AI classes. ChatGPT Fundamentals is the first section in those classes. Introduction to ChatGPT, proper prompting, foundation documents, GPT's projects and main chat, and business uses for chat. Like, take this. These are free classes. Free classes. Go in there and learn. And then go from there. Really right now, Sylvia, for me, it's just taking the time to say, okay, I'm going to take an hour and play around with automations. Because like right now for me, there's a million bajillion things I'm juggling with. Right now, my goal this week is to get classes filmed for April and edited and set up in a draft for modules in April. Because I have my schedule set up to where I'm filming ahead of time now, which is huge for me after my health stuff in December. I also need to plan out the assignments for April, and I'm doing things ahead of time so that I'm not like wanting to throw my brain at a wall. And outside of that, I just have my daily upkeep of stuff. I have 30 to 60 to 70 of you daily that I am trying to respond to in messages, and that is not including any type of comments on social media to reply to, any type of school notifications to reply to in the community, any questions posted on the wall. Like, I do a lot. So as always, when I end these, if you guys need me for anything, please message me on School. It is a lot easier to reach me over on School. If you are not on School, go and join my free community AI Made Simple, and you can message me on there. Just find my name in the group. You can click on it or just hover over my name and there should be a message option. Message me on School if you have anything that you need. If you're in my communities and have a question that you don't mind sharing, post it in the community because it helps other people. Make sure you go grab a spot to the communities before the discounted spots are gone. And I will see you guys later. But thank you guys for your questions. And I will see you next time.